Hello, everyone, and welcome back to FBGM Sports Episode 2. This week, we're going to dive into our Week 1 NFL Eliminator Pool picks, where we think we like the best, what teams we're looking at. Then we'll dive into our NFL predictions, how we see each division shaping up. We'll build out our own playoff bracket all the way up to the Super Bowl, and then we'll break down who we think is going to win each big award. So, with that being said, Mick, who do you like in Week 1 for our Eliminator Pool?
Yeah, no, it's an exciting year, exciting week one to start. A lot of close games. And, I've been one to lose week one of Survivor probably more often than not in the past couple of years since I even started playing it. But there's a couple of different picks that I've been weighing out. Of course, there's kind of an appeal to getting it out of the way with Thursday Night Football. I mean, it's the defending champs. They're laying 8.5 points as of right now. Against the Cowboys, but they have a rivalry that dates back way too long. Primetime football, you never know what's going to happen. Super Bowl hangover. Yeah, you got Dak Prescott back. I don't have it, in me to just take the Eagles. Don't want to take a team with that much talent off the board for me this earlier in the year.
That's fair.
So I'm passing on the Eagles this week, despite them laying the most amount of points. But my pick that I've locked in is the Commanders for Week 1. They had a great playoff run last year, ended up not making it all the way to the Super Bowl, but they've just got a lot of talent. Jaden Daniels going into year 2, I think he gets even better. And, it really came down to them and the Broncos for me. But for, just what Jaden Daniels was able to prove in his rookie season was just so much to be excited for going into year 2. I don't think that the Giants, are going to put all these rookie pieces together right away. They still have a lot of young players on that team. Give them a couple weeks because I do think the Giants can compete, but I'm locking in the Commanders for Week 1 of the Eliminator.
That's fair. The Giants were going to be my sleeper team. Maybe I don't think they're going to beat the Commanders, so I think it's a kind of a safe pick. But their defensive line is really good. I think they're going to give Jaden Daniels all he can handle in Week 1, but I don't think they're going to score enough. So I get that. And I would say the Broncos are going to be a popular pick amongst everyone. We know everyone likes to pick against a rookie QB, and then Bo Nix's popular name. They're at home, so I feel like that's going to be a big pick. I mean, I like picking against teams too, especially in Week 1. Picking against bad teams. The Saints are bad. I think the Cardinals are going to beat them, but it's also Saints at home, so a little tougher. Yeah. And then I will say the Bengals playing the Browns. I think the Bengals overwhelmingly have a lot more talent than the Browns, so I think that's where I would say I'm leaning as of right now, picking the Bengals. So
I like that Bengals pick. The only thing that scares me is just thinking of just last season.
Yeah.
It was a picking against a bad team. It was picking on a good team. It was picking on a good quarterback, an established quarterback. And the Bengals just really let me down last year.
That's fair. Right. I know. I thought I was going to pick the Bengals all the way leading up to it last year, and then all of a sudden I switched last minute, and thank God I did, because I think over half the people picked the Bengals, and that was a big first loss for everyone.
Absolutely.
So it was interesting. But
they made the improvements this offseason, the Bengals did, and it's just, you don't think that they're going to have that bad stumble out of the gates like they did last year.
It can. I don't think if it's
I
Joe
like
Burrow,
the pick a lot.
Right. I think, the Bengals will be my pick as of now, unless something happens to Joe Burrow in the cupping days that he's not playing. I think Joe Burrow can beat Joe Flacco. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely. And just another thing going back with that is that with another pick that was considered for me was the Jags at home facing the Panthers. I think that has some appeal to it. I think the minus 3.5 spread is what kind of took me off of that. It's just a little bit too low. It's a trap line. I think that the Panthers plus 3.5 is the better bet in that game because they obviously could win the game outright. They were the ones that did it in Cincinnati last year. So, I had that as one of my options going down to the wire until I came with the Commanders. But, there's a lot of good picks out there. Of course, they're not all going to win. No. It's just that's how the game works.
Half the league wins.
Make sure you, when you're making those picks this week, make sure you think about everything that goes into it, and not always the most popular pick is the best pick. So
that's very true.
Think outside the box, think for yourself. Right. Remember, once you pick a team, can't pick them again.
Very true. Very true. So I guess we don't want to spoil anything, so we can dive into our NFL predictions and where we think what division we like and don't like, or I guess the standings we think. You want to start where do you want to start?
The way I broke it down was I got each division champion, and the 3 teams I think will take the wild card. So if you wanted to just go division by division, we can talk, dispute champions, and then we can go into the wild card after that. and then how we see the bracket will play out.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. You want to start in the AFC or the NFC?
Top of my list, I got the NFC North. So
that's what I have as well. Our hometown Lions.
I am taking the Lions as well.
Real? Oh, I was gonna say I have the Lions coming in second. I have the Packers finishing first, and that was even before the Micah Parsons trade.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just, the Lions, they're getting a lot of that, underdog mentality back. Everyone's saying, losing the coordinators is going to really dampen this roster. But, this has been Dan Campbell's team from the jump. And I don't really think that losing coordinators like Aaron Glenn are going to make a very big difference. Now, Ben Johnson, I think we might see a little bit of immediate impact from that. And it could be in week 1 when we face Green Bay. But it wasn't just those plays that he was drawing up that was, creating all those points. Jared Goff throws the ball really well, and then you got weapons like Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got the 2 running back combo, Sonic enough. I mean, it's just gonna. I think it's gonna go well for us, despite the tough schedule, despite all the criticism that they're facing this offseason. I think that underdog mentality back in Detroit, lets them hold on to that NFC North title for at least one more year.
That's fair. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but the Packers avoid the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Bucs, who are all really good teams who the Lions got to play. So I think the Lions might even be a better team than last year, especially if they can stay healthy on defense. But the Packers' schedules plays in their favor, and then now they got Micah Parsons. So I think they're going to barely. I had them going. The Packers going 10-7, the Lions going 9-8, and making the wild card. So very close, but I'll give them the slight edge based on the schedule.
All right. Okay. I respect that. Now, what do you got next year? NFC South?
NFC South, we can go right to it. I think the Bucs are the best team far and away, and I don't know if anyone's even going to challenge them at all.
Absolutely. No, I think I'm right there with you with the Bucs, but here does come my hot take here on the NFC side. Not only do I have the Bucs winning the NFC South, I have them getting the 1 seed in the NFC this season.
Interesting.
Tampa Bay Bucs, I think that they've been putting the pieces together over the last few seasons. Baker Mayfield is finally comfortable. And you got Bowles, running head coach. And, I just think that this team is primed. The guy Ibuka picked up in the draft.
Yeah.
I think there's just, talent all over this roster. They always give the Lions a good match when they come to Detroit. So I just think that this Bucs team has a really favorable schedule. They got 7 division games that they could easily sweep, and I got the Bucs as my hot take on the NFC side.
Okay.
Taking the 1 seed.
I have them in the 4th spot, but it wouldn't shock. I think the Bucs are really good, and I think they could easily win the Super Bowl. I'll say that. The Bucs, and they, like you said, they got a favorable division. The Saints twice, who are going to be horrid, and I think the Panthers will be okay. I think maybe they're a year away, and I guess we still don't know about Bryce Young. He finished the year strong, but his rookie year was still, so I want to see a little bit more. I'll say that. I don't think the Falcons will be really good either. So
right, and I don't want to put the Panthers on any type of pedestal, but I do kind of feel like we saw what we saw from the Lions when they really turned up towards the end of that. I want to say it was the 21 or 22 season, whatever it was. Where the next season they started to take a full clip, almost made the playoffs, and then maybe it'd be good for a 2026 campaign.
Right.
So
exactly, I like that because I think Bryce Young's good, but I do want to see a little bit more. I know he finished the year strong, but we'll see. I want to see a little bit more. I'll say that. But
absolutely, I'll say Panthers coming in 2nd place in that division.
I have is with that as well. I have that. I say I wrote that down. Falcons 3rd, and then the Saints last. So that's all I'll say. But
awesome. All right, what do you got next?
Whatever you want.
NFC East.
East, all right. I think the Eagles win it again. I think the Eagles got the best roster in the league. I would say maybe it's pretty close. I think the Lions might have the 2nd best, but I think the Eagles got the best roster. I don't know how close it is. And I do have the Commanders coming in 2nd again and making the wild card. And then I do have the Giants coming in 3rd this year, and the Cowboys finishing last. I'll say that.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
I think the Cowboys will score, but I don't think they can stop anyone, especially after trading away Micah.
After losing Micah Parsons.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's a great team. I agree. I do have the Eagles also winning that division, as well as the Commanders making it to the postseason. And just a quick circle back, I also have the Packers making it to the playoffs as a wild card team from the NFC North. But in terms of, I think the Eagles win this division again. I don't see them losing many division games. I think they might split with the Commanders. But other than that, I think they take both from Dallas. I definitely think they take both from New York. So, Eagles, like you said, best roster in the NFC, maybe in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think, we'll see how they come out of the gates. Obviously, last year they had a lot of help from Saquon. Nobody's gonna be returning, back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons, and I'll say that confidently. I don't think he goes back.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if you can get his season last year was incredible. Right. I don't think you could do much better than that.
So as long as they can stay healthy, Saquon specifically, I think that his boost to that offense is a significant and really necessary element to that offense. If he gets hurt, I don't know what happens with that team.
That's fair.
But as long as Saquon can stay healthy, I don't think the Eagles get stopped.
I agree. I would have to agree. That won't spoil the playoffs, but I agree there as well. You want to go NFC West? Yeah.
I got the 49ers.
Me as well. I have the 49ers as my 1 seed, actually. I think their schedule is pretty easy, and they got a lot of star players coming back, getting healthy. I know they lost a couple of the defensive players, but Robert Saleh's back. I think he'll be able to coach them up. He's a great defensive coordinator to be able to coach them up again, and he'll bring them all the way back to the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Wow. I got them winning the division, not the 1 seed. I do think that Robert Saleh was a huge pickup. I was hoping that the Detroit Lions were going to get him to be the defensive coordinator, but, the second I saw the Niners got him, I didn't blame him.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
One of those things, you got everything going your way. You get pretty much take over any head coaching job you want. It doesn't go well. Why not just go back, where you started?
I agree.
Know where you can have success. Yep. You got fans there, so happy for him. Definitely a big outlook on the 49ers. Again, it's the running back staying healthy game there.
That's very true.
I think what he does with that offense, from both a rushing and receiving standpoint is just undeniable. Need him healthy for them to go, but I have a lot of good stuff coming for CMC this year. So I got the Niners taking that division.
They do have Brian Robinson. They traded for Brian Robinson maybe as hopefully as a CMC backup. So we'll see.
It's Shanahan's playbook, and Jordan Mason was able to have good games in that system in the past. But it is there's a reason that Jordan Mason was putting up 18 and CMC was 33. It's like there's not a lot of guys can do what CMC does, and as good as Brian Robinson is, I think having to turn to him is a really scary place for them to be in. I think they're better off, kind of leaning on him a little bit more while CMC is healthy.
That's fair.
Instead of having CMC take every rush.
Right, exactly. Give him a little, spare some carries. Yeah. That's true. I have the Rams as my number 2 in that division, making the playoffs as a wild card.
As do I. Yes, okay. I have the Rams at 2, making the playoffs. So I believe that means we have the same.
It must be the same 7 playoff teams, right? And then I guess that hopefully Stafford stays healthy, because if Stafford gets hurt, I think that's Jimmy G's not doing it. They might have to trade for Kirk Cousins or something. But
absolutely. So
who do you have? I have Cardinals 3rd actually. People like the Seahawks, but our guy Will Johnson, hometown kid. Remember playing basketball with him in 8th grade?
That's the craziest thing with Will Johnson. I remember playing Will Johnson in 2v2 hoops. It was me and you versus him and his boy. And he was confident. He was cocky.
He was.
And I remember him telling me that he was going to be way better than me at basketball and football when he was older. I was like, dude, you're out of your mind. We're busting him 11-0 in 2v2 hoops. Granted, he's 6th grade.
We're 6th grade. Yeah, we're in 8th grade, but that doesn't matter.
All of a sudden, I don't hear about this kid. Then he's getting, posting on Twitter, Oklahoma offered me,
Alabama's offered me.
I'm like, whoa, what happened here, man? This kid completely lived up to his word, actually, ended up being very great. So that's a huge addition for the Cardinals, unfortunately. I do have them coming in 4th in that.
Okay, that's fair. Seahawks, Cardinals, it was tough, but I'll give the edge to the Cardinals. I don't know how good Sam Darnold's going to be. I think we saw the best of Sam Darnold we're ever going to get, so I'll just say that.
There we go. Well, we'll see how that one plays out.
Exactly.
All right, over to the NFC or AFC. I got the Ravens winning the AFC North.
Me as well.
And
pretty easy.
I have 3 teams from the AFC North making the playoffs.
Really? Okay, so we'll have different AFC playoff.
I got the Ravens making it. The Bengals come in 2nd place in the division.
I agree.
They make it, and the Steelers sneak in.
Oh, the Steelers sneak in.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, fair enough.
Aaron Rodgers works in Pittsburgh. Has a really tough schedule with just the division itself.
Is that why you're wearing the shirt or what?
Little bit. Pittsburgh did come into play today.
Number 8, right? Number 8 too. I think he's number 8 too, right? Look at that.
I wish this was the Steelers jersey. We got Willie Stargell on today.
Look at
that. I'm feeling really good about the Steelers this year. They're bringing back a lot of that defense. The head coach Tomlin's been there forever. I think they sneak in as that 7th seed in the AFC this year.
That's fair.
We'll see where it goes from there. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers, just kind of has really good. But yeah, no, I just think it goes well with Tomlin and Rodgers, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch them
That's
play
fair.
this year.
Rodgers finished the season very well. I will say that. He ended the season as one of the top quarterbacks in the whole league. So if he keeps that up, I think they'll be pretty good, especially with that defense they got. T.J. Watt's tough to block. So
Absolutely.
I agree with you there.
Who do you got for the AFC South?
AFC South, I have the Jaguars actually winning the division this year. I'll say that.
Right.
The Jaguars dethrone the Texans in that division, I think.
I'm right there with you with the Jags this
Okay.
year. I also took them. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a differing pick so we could battle it out. But yeah, no, I agree. I think Trevor Lawrence takes the step.
I agree.
As
I
well
think
as
Liam Cohen, he gave Baker Mayfield, helped him out, take that little step in his career. I think he'll do the same for Trevor, and that's. I don't know what the Texans. I don't know why they haven't really decided to beef up their offensive line. Their defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the league, but you got to block for CJ. And last year he kind of regressed from his rookie year, so I'm still waiting to have him take that next leap from his rookie campaign. So we'll see what he's got. But like you said, I think Trevor Lawrence does take that next step, and they win the division.
Yeah, and that's what it was for me as well. The C.J. Stroud, regressing from 1 to 2 with the better offense. He had more tools last year. Of course, there was a couple of injuries throughout the season that really slowed him down. But at the end of the day, he had way too many weapons on that offense for it to just be as stale as it was throughout the year. So I think the Jags take that next step. Brian Thomas Jr. is an absolute beast, and he's gonna continue to get better and better. LSU is obviously WRU, so the fact that he's like the fourth best LSU, whatever that is. Yeah, no, Travis Hunter's obviously gonna play a big part wherever he is on the field.
Exactly.
But that is going to be somebody that I think is going to be putting up over 100 yards.
That's fair.
Per game.
Do you have the Titans or the Colts finishing in third?
I have the Colts in third.
Okay, I think the Titans are gonna. I think Cam Ward's gonna shock some people, and I think they'll be decent. I don't think they'll be as good as the Texans, but I think they'll be better than the Colts and win like maybe 5 or 4 games. That'll be shocking to some people. I think they'll be in a lot of games. I think Cam Ward's that good, so we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't believe in Cam Ward. I have him nowhere near my offensive rookie of the year discussion, which we'll get into towards the end here. But yeah, I just don't think I think he's going to struggle out of the gates. It's really tough for those rookie quarterbacks. I don't think it'll be as bad as Bryce Young's rookie season, but it's going to be close.
That's fair. I think the division's a little easier, so at least at least right now it is. AFC South's a little easier for them, so we'll see. But like you said, it's tough for rookie quarterbacks. We never know.
Sir. All right, let's go to the AFC East. What do you got?
I got the Bills, and they'll be my 1 seed.
I'm right there as well.
The only team making it. Who do you have finishing second? I feel like.
I pretty much almost wanted to put these guys all on T for fourth, but I do have the Jets finding a way to become the 2 seed. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be anything this year.
I think the Dolphins are bad.
I think all 3 of these teams are under 500, well under almost.
I don't
know how the math works out.
I don't think I think the Patriots finished in second. I have them, but I don't think they're going to win like 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. That'd be a lot for a team who feels like the roster's a little weird right now. I know they just released Jabril Peppers. Feel like he was going to be a starter, but I don't. Stephon Diggs is kind of off an ACL tear. I don't know how good he's going to be. He's a little older. So.
Yeah, I mean, the ACL tear with Diggs might have been, that last.
You're right.
I mean, it seemed like such a bad timing injury last year for that to happen. I mean, he was actually playing really well.
He was, right.
It just sucked to see.
ACL is tough on an older, especially a receiver like that. He uses that. But we'll see. Drake May look good last year, so maybe we could be eating our words. But I think, obviously, Josh Allen's Josh Allen. So.
Yeah. And then I got the Chiefs winning the AFC West.
I actually have the Broncos here.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Second. Yeah, the Broncos. I think the Chiefs, I mean, they're obviously, Rashid's out for 6 games, and I don't know about their offensive line. It seemed like they're shuffling things around. They got a rookie left tackle, so you got to protect Mahomes. We saw what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. They got after Mahomes, and they made life real difficult. Travis Kelce, I mean, I know he's engaged now, but he's another year older. He didn't look his usual self as all last year, so the Broncos just got 2 49er defenders who are really good. Bo Nix here, too. I'm riding with the Broncos. I'll say that. We'll see.
There you go.
Patrick Mahomes is the one person who could make that look really stupid, but I'll ride with Sean Payton and Bo Nix, at least right now.
Yep, I respect that pick. The Broncos, are really good, really exciting. Um, but I just can't do it until it happens. I don't think I'll ever pick against Patrick Mahomes.
That's fair.
So I got them winning that, and I actually have the Broncos missing out on the
Really?
playoffs.
I have three
I have the
teams
Chargers making it.
I have the Chargers making it as well. I have the Chiefs,
Okay.
the same three teams as last year. The Broncos, the
Okay.
Chiefs, and the Chargers all making it. The Chiefs
All right.
and Chargers as wild card. I can't pick against Harbaugh.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one to
I was
do.
wondering, yeah, exactly. I was wondering if everyone I've heard some people thinking the Raiders are going to be sneaky. So I didn't buy it though. I'll say that.
Yeah. No, the Raiders are good. I think that, Genti obviously joining that offense
Right.
really kind of gives some appeal there, Geno Smith. But I just think, like you said, with having to face those three playoff caliber teams for a total of six of their games, it's
Right.
just tough. Too much
It's
for
tough.
them.
Exactly. It's a good
Maybe
division.
not this year, but I like them a lot for next.
I agree. They may be a year away. Brock Bowers is going to be really good.
Yeah, can't even forget about him.
Exactly. But
Okay,
right,
so
our bracket, I guess.
We got that. Do you want to jump right into conference championship, or how do you want to do it? Because obviously
Yeah.
our seeds are different.
Right, I know. Do you want to? It's up to you. I have
Yeah,
it all
so-
written out, but yeah, we could just do conference champions.
You got it written out. You do it, and then I'll kind of give you
Okay.
what I'm thinking after.
So I have my 4-seed Jaguars playing the Bengals as the 5-seed wild card, and I have the Bengals beating them. I have the 3-seed Broncos playing the 6-seed Chiefs, and I actually have the Chiefs beating them. Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs with the She Rice back. I'll take that. I won't bet against them there. Then I have Ravens Chargers with the Ravens beating them, and then Bills Chiefs. I have the Bills. And then Ravens Bengals, I'll take the Ravens again. I think their roster is really good. And then I have Bills Ravens, obviously AFC Championship, and I have the Bills making the Super Bowl out of the AFC.
All right. So since I did it slightly differently, I'll go pretty much jump right into my AFC Conference Championship game with a little bit of explanation. That goes. It ends up being the Bills and the Chiefs. You get another epic one of those showdowns with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And this is the year that Josh Allen goes to the Super Bowl. I mean, it has just been way too many close ones. Josh Allen, in my opinion, is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's a better winner. Right. And, when push comes to shove, if I had to put my money on one of them, I'd still put it on Mahomes.
Me too.
But this year seems like the year where I can say, at least before the season even starts, that Josh Allen's going to do it. Now, come ask me again when this game is actually about to take place. Exactly. We'll see what I'll be saying. But before Patrick Mahomes is gearing up for an AFC Conference Championship game, right now here I'll say Josh Allen would beat Patrick Mahomes if they were to play in that game this year.
I like the Bills. I've always liked the Bills, though, and then obviously the Chiefs always make it. But I'm with you. I think the Bills get it done. It's got to be one of these times, right?
It has to happen eventually. And, I mean,
exactly.
He's not getting young. I'm not saying he's old by any means, but Josh Allen ain't getting any younger.
Exactly. He's not.
We got to start capitalize on these years of having the best quarterback in the NFL. At least one of them.
I agree. And like you said,
how do you got the NFC going?
I got Bucks Commanders, and I have the Bucks winning that one. I have Packers Lions in the 3-6 game, a little division showdown. I actually have the Lions winning that. Could call it bias, but I'll take the Jared Goff Dan Campbell duo. Then I got Eagles Rams with the Eagles winning that. And then I have the 49ers obviously playing the Lions, and I actually have the Lions upsetting the 1-seed 49ers. Then I have Eagles Bucks with the Eagles beating the Bucks. I think that would be a really good game, though. The Bucks are really good, and obviously the Eagles are, but I do have the Eagles beating them. And then I have what should have been the NFC Championship from last year, Lions versus the Eagles. And I actually sadly have the Eagles. I think the roster is just a little bit better than the Lions, and because I don't know who's going to rush Jalen Hurts and how we're going to get to the quarterback with just Hutch. So I'll take Eagles-Bills as my Super Bowl.
There you go. Okay, I like that a lot. And on my end, it's kind of similar with some of those matchups. I have, with the Bucks being my, hot take one seed, I have them ending up facing the Packers, who I believe will be the 5 seed, the highest, second best team in their division. And that's where, unfortunately, the Buccaneers get the 1 seed but lose it, similar to what the Lions did. They're going to go home in their first playoff matchup, so that means putting the Packers in the NFC Conference Championship game.
Wow.
I have the Lions taking out the Eagles on the other side of the bracket, so you're getting NFC North Conference Championship game.
A toxic game.
And it's going to be crazy because they are going to split the year. They're going to split the seasons matchup, so it's going to be a best 2 out of 3 type scenario. And I don't even think this is biased to say I think the Lions are going to take this. It's going to be at Ford Field in the playoffs against Green Bay Packers, and I think that I believe that this is the year that the Lions can put it all together. I don't think that they're going to be playing every single game at home, so that means that you can still develop that underdog mentality.
Right.
They just it seemed too good to be true last year with the Lions, and
Right.
I wasn't too surprised when they lost. So I got the Lions facing the Bills in the Super Bowl.
That would be crazy. A Lions-Packers NFC Championship in Ford Field might be the craziest game maybe ever. And then even a Lions-Bills Super Bowl, 2 teams who's never won the Super Bowl. That would be another one. That would be crazy as well. So
Absolutely.
who do you have winning it then? You think it's
I have the Lions facing the Bills, and I have the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl this year. I think that this is a window for the Lions, and I think that it's not crazy to say that they win the Super Bowl because I think Dan Campbell has molded this entire city, not just the roster, this entire city into grit, into determination. This is the year that it seems like our backs up against the wall again, losing all of our coordinators. There's been some personal shots out there from Ben Johnson, a lot of things that have been pretty much typing up this narrative. We're not even the favorites to win the division anymore on FanDuel, so I think the fact that has all played out the way it did, I just think the Lions are going to steamroll through the playoffs. I think they're going to, have a couple of, big wins. They're going to continue to put up a lot of points, and I think as long as Hutchinson and the rest of that defense can stay healthy, it's going to be hard to score on them as well.
That's fair. I hope you're right. I do have.
It might be the highest over/under total set in a Super Bowl matchup.
That would be crazy. I was going to say.
So I will say that. I don't know how many points the record is for ever been scored in a Super Bowl matchup, but it could be this year.
Those would be some
if those 2 teams face each other.
Got to play exactly. And my Bills-Eagles matchup, I'll take the other end. I'll take the Bills. So we'll see. I say Josh Allen's going to hoist the trophy for the first time in his career.
And honestly, if it ends up going that way, as much as it would hurt to lose the Super Bowl, I mean, I'd be happy if that guy won his.
If there was one team the Lions I would want them to lose to, it would be Josh Allen and the Bills. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, good predictions right there. We'll see how they play out. So now, what award do you want to do first?
I mean, I think we got to end with the MVP. So, let's start talking about some of these young guys. I got the Offensive Rookie of the Year, taking Ashton Jeanty.
Okay.
And I'm seeing a lot of clips. He was running guys over in the preseason. He was running guys over in the joint practices. I think Ashton Jeanty, he's young, he's explosive, and I think he's exactly what this Raiders offense needed. He's going to get the touches. You can't guarantee some of these younger receivers are going to get as many touches. Like, it just seems where it's Jeanty's to lose to start, and I don't think that any of the quarterbacks in this, rookie class are going to be able to shine bright enough for Jeanty not to win the award.
That's fair. I won't go with the quarterback either. I mean, I think Cam Moore's going to be good, but like you said, he's a rookie quarterback. He might struggle a little bit. I'll go with maybe a little off-the-wall pick, but a Michigan man himself, Colston Loveland. I think the Bears offense is going to improve under Ben Johnson. Caleb's going to definitely be a lot better than last year. I think they drafted Colston 10th for a reason. They're going to get him the ball a lot. I watched him play a lot of games at Michigan. I think he's really good. So I'll go with him for my Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, no shame in that one. I like Loveland a lot in that offense. He's going to get his touches too with Johnson. So
right.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. What do you got?
I got another fellow Michigan man, Will Johnson. Fun fact about Will Johnson. Obviously, like Mickey said, we grew up with him. And I went to high school with him. I played when I was a senior. He was a freshman. And we played football and basketball together. And 2 members of the FBGM Football League were actually his quarterback. And we were able to throw touchdown passes to him. And J.J. McCarthy can't say that. And Kyler Murray can't say that. So I don't know. Maybe me and Alex Shaheen should be in the NFL. We'll just say that.
Maybe I should be. I mean, there's Ohio State quarterbacks in there that threw picks to him.
Right, exactly.
Touchdowns to him. So.
Right, that's very true.
So,
who do you got?
I got Abdul Carter, kind of a plain vanilla pick. I think he's set up well. So that's who I'm picking there. Will Johnson's going to be good. I like what I'm seeing from him in training camp.
He fell the second round. That was really shocking to me, and he looked just the part in training camp. That injury seems to be gone, so he could be quite the steal in that second round. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think some of the jersey stuff number was a little bit, funny with Abdul, but at the end of the day, I think he's in a really good situation there.
He's gonna be really good. That's for that.
He's going to be relied upon in that defense.
Right,
So
and he's got a lot of good defensive line players to help him get one-on-one matchups, and he'll lead at that.
Absolutely,
so that's a very good pick.
All right, I think my coach of the year comes with no surprise, being that they'll be a surprise 1 seed. I'm going with Balls. It's one of those things where the Vikings weren't expected to be bad by any means last year, but the fact that they put up the record that they did, got McConnell or whatever his name is, he's got Kevin the coach, Kevin O'Connell, got the coach of the year, and it didn't really even seem like anybody else was considered towards the last few weeks of the season.
Like you said,
the
odds were crazy.
I would have thought that Dan Campbell should have gotten it, and again, I might sound a little biased at this point with my Lions stuff, but. No. I mean, they got the same record. They're playing for everything's on the line with one game, and the Lions embarrassed the Vikings.
They did, and the Lions had all those defensive players out too, so it was a clear
exactly. So
in coaching.
And I get the Lions were supposed to be good, the Vikings weren't, but at the end of the day, it really does seem to be the team that does something that is just enough beyond their expectations, and I think the Bucs are in a really good situation, to lose such a very few amount of games this year, where I think that Balls could get it.
That's fair. And I'll go with my Super Bowl champion head coach, Sean McDermott. I'll say that.
Okay.
He'll get that. They'll get that 1 seed. He'll win a lot of games, and they'll look at him and they'll give him the nod. And Josh Allen's coach will win the Super Bowl and win Coach of the Year.
There you go. Love to hear it. All right. Comeback Player of the Year. It's got to be Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, fair.
It's got to be. I mean,
that's fair. I got my Hutch shirt on. Let's go.
There you go. I mean, he was just what he was doing before he got hurt last year was on track to be beyond one of the most monstrous seasons of all time. So I'm not going to say he picked up where he left off, but he's going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So I think that he won't do all that, but he'll get himself enough to be the Comeback Player of the Year.
That's fair. I'll stick. I'll go with my number 1 seed 49ers, and I'll go with Christian McCaffrey. I think they'll snag that 1 seed, and he'll have a great season and. He'll stay healthy for. I know that's kind of crazy to say for Christian McCaffrey. He's been injured a lot, but I think he's going to stay healthy. They're going to get the 1 seed, and he'll win Comeback Player of the Year.
Love it. That's a really good pick as well. Who do you got going for the Defensive Player of the Year?
This might be a hot take, but I think Jared Verse from the Los Angeles Rams. He had a great rookie campaign, and I think he's going to continue on that and ball out and win Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah,
love that. I think that in addition to Aaron Rodgers and getting enough points on the ball on the board from an offensive standpoint, it's going to be the Steelers' defense that gets them into the playoffs, led by T.J. Watt, who I think brings home Defensive Player of the Year this year. The conversation keeps bringing up S tier defensive line, and I keep seeing Myles Garrett in the top 1, Aiden Hutchinson in the top 1, and they keep putting T.J. Watt in the second tier, and I'm feeling that he's going to feel disrespected from seeing a lot of those things.
That's pretty disrespectful.
Oh, he's trending a little bit down. I don't see it. T.J. Watt's still a monster. I think he's going to bring home another Defensive Player of the Year for himself, and I think that, it's just going to be a monster season. I think a lot of things are going to go well in Pittsburgh this year.
That's true.
So.
You got your shirt. You're ready. And he just got paid. He got it. He's happy. He got a lot of money.
Yep.
So
comfortable.
He's hungry now. Exactly.
Yeah. There we go. Then Offensive Player of the Year, who you got?
I got your boy, Jamar Chase, number 1 overall FBGM draft pick.
Absolutely. If anyone disagrees with that pick out there, I don't want to hear it. But I have Jamar here as well.
Fair.
But I did put a note to mention Ashton Genty makes a run at it.
Really?
And I know that this is going to sound a little crazy. I think that it's going to be, because I don't think that the Raiders are going to win a lot of games. But I think that they're going to be in a lot of games, and I think it's because they're going to try and, dominate the, time of possession. Ashton Genty's going to be a big part of that. They're going to give him a lot of attempts, a lot of yards, and I just hope, stays healthy. I think that he's going to be someone that has a lot of all-purpose yards towards the end of that year. And, Jamar Chase does win it, especially after coming up short last year.
I agree.
But, I think Genty remains in the conversation for longer than he's expected to.
Okay. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he's high up on the betting odds and
not at all.
For that, exactly.
I got Jamar Chase.
I'd say Jahmyr Gibbs would be a sleeper pick there as well. It seems
Absolutely.
Like he's obviously really good, and he's overtaken Montgomery. He's going to get a lot more touches than. Feels like it's not going to be a 50-50 split like we've been seeing, because Gibbs is that good and that fast, and in that offense. I think they're going to use them well. And if the Lions do just as well as last year, I think we could see Gibbs winning that award as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The amount of touchdowns he puts up. I think with the D-Mont, it might be a little bit tough, but I think this is the year where we'll start to see that shift away from David Montgomery. You know, when you got somebody as explosive as Gibbs, you got to use him. And, you know, Lions, like I said, that window isn't going to be open forever. I think they're going to really take advantage of it this year and really let Gibbs explode. So I like that pick a lot.
No disrespect to Montgomery.
No, absolutely not. He's a great bat.
He'd be a starting back in a lot of teams, but
absolutely.
Gibbs is just that good. I'll say that. All right. Last but not least, MVP.
Back to back.
Aaron Rodgers? No.
No. Can't go that crazy. You know, I think he just does too much. Josh Allen, both throwing and running the ball. I think that, you know, they'll be the 1 seed in the AFC. I don't think that, you know, I do like the Bucs on the right side, but I don't think Baker Mayfield will do enough to make himself an MVP, considering the rushing difference between him and Josh Allen. I think they'll both be in that conversation. But Baker just doesn't do as much as Josh Allen does. He's not relied upon as much. And, yeah, I got Josh Allen bringing home MVP again.
That's fair. It might shock you that I didn't pick Josh Allen since I have them winning the Super Bowl and the Bills is the 1 seed, but I'm going to go with someone who I thought could have won it last year, but they didn't win enough games, Joe Burrow.
Wow.
With Offensive Player of the Year, Jamar Chase. So
very nice. Burrow. I like that a lot.
Yep. So that's
awesome.
my pick. Exactly. All right. I like it. Well done.
All right.
We'll see.
Absolutely. I know we went a little bit long on this one, but you know, a lot of predictions to go over. Exactly. I hope everyone's tuning in. You know, drop a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know if you agree and whatnot, and let us know if we'll be on Freezing Cold Takes at the end of the year. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be bad. But I wouldn't be surprised with some of the things I just said.
Me neither, but it's all right. Who cares?
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. See you next week.